Hello everyone. Today in this video we'll be solving a famous stack problem in Leetcode, that is valid parenthesis. Question states that given a string S containing characters in the form of brackets, we need to determine if the string is valid or not. So basically if the brackets are valid or not. So what are the conditions to check if the string is valid? So opening bracket must be closed by the same type of bracket. That is, if we encounter a curly braces, opening curly braces, then it should be only be closed by the closing curly braces. And also the order of these brackets must be in the correct order. So now let's look at the examples. First, string is valid because the brackets are in correct order, and also it is closed by the same type of bracket. Same goes for the second string, but in the third string the opening bracket is round braces and the closing bracket is square. So as the brackets are not closed, so we simply return false. Now let's look at how do we approach this question. So basically I took a stack, I used a stack for solving this question. First, we go for the first character and push it into our stack. Now, after that, we encounter the same type of bracket, so we pop the first character out. After that, we go for the third character, that is the square braces. So I simply push the bracket into my stack. Yeah, and after that, I again encounter the closing bracket of the same type, so I pop the bracket out. In the same way, at last, if our braces, if our stack is empty, that simply determines that our string was valid. But in the third test case, which was this or this string, first I pushed the opening bracket, and after that I pushed the closing square brackets. At the last, as the stack is not empty, so we can determine that our string was invalid. So this is how we use stack to solve this question. Now let's look at the code to solve the same. So first I took the stack st for keeping the track of our brackets. After that I loop onto the string s, and I checked if the string is empty, then simply push the first character up into our stack, and else check if we encounter any of the three opening brackets, then simply push them into our stack. Else, if we don't encounter any of the opening brackets but the closing brackets, then we check if the element on the top, that is the opening bracket, matches with the closing bracket. If yes, then we pop the element out, else we return false because our order was not maintained in order to maintain the order of the parenthesis, so we simply return false. Else we pop the break closing bracket out of our string, out of our stack. So at the end of the loop, if our stack is empty, it means that the order of the string was maintained and there was no single bracket which was odd. So it simply returns true. Else, if we encounter that the stack was not empty, it meant that there was a bracket into our stack and the order was not maintained. So we simply return false. So this is how we use stack to solve this question, and I hope you like the approach. And yeah, see you in the next video.